All right, how are we going? Let's dive into day 2 of my 7 keys for a successful network marketing business. Okay, yesterday I introduced key number 1, which was personal branding. So if you haven't caught that one just yet, go back and watch it. Okay, I've also put the link in below this in the comments as well. So day 2, I'm actually talking about today creating a central hub. Okay, so you might be asking, well, what's a central hub? Basically, it's a Facebook group. Okay, it's a central place or a community where you can bring like-minded people who have the same values, the same interests. Okay, and you can bring them together in this community. All right, where you and your team and your business or yourself, if you're managing it yourself, can actually warm these people up. Okay, when you can educate them on your products, on your services, share testimonials in there. You can invite leaders in there as well to speak. So having guest speakers, interviews, all sorts of things that are going to get people. Basically, the job is to get them off the fence and making a decision, okay, whether they are going to join your business, become a customer, or if they're not interested whatsoever. Okay, so it's a really powerful tool, and it's a free tool, guys. Creating a Facebook group is free. There is no cost to it, okay? And it's a really powerful tool to be able to sell more products in your business and educate people, because educated people buy, all right? And yeah, it's just, I call it an incubator, basically. So I've written down a few tips here that I want to give you guys when you are creating your own Facebook community, okay? And you can actually, what's so good with this is you can have a Facebook community for your prospects, okay? But then you can also have a Facebook community for your team, where you are providing training, value, tips, resources, and all of those sorts of things in there. So I actually have both of these for my business. I have a group for prospects, a public group, that you can bring people in, and I'm going to talk about some etiquette stuff with that. And I also have a team Facebook group where we do some training, support, updates, and all of those sorts of things. So it's a central hub that people can come to and easily find things, because sometimes when we just have a messenger chat for our team, things can get a bit lost and missed, and people have to scroll back through to find a certain file or a picture or something like that. So Facebook groups are great for your team. So I'm going to give you some tips for your prospect Facebook group, okay? So the first thing is you want to give your group a name which is very similar to your team's name. Try not to use your company or the product, okay, with your Facebook group, all right? So we want to leave that out of it. Give it a team name, okay? We want to make sure that you are inviting people to the group and not just randomly adding them. So making sure you're having a conversation first and getting their approval to send them an invite or a link to access their group, okay? Have some questions set up before people do come into the group. So you get to have 3 questions, okay? One of those questions should be, who invited you to the group? So they put someone's name in there, okay? Because we want to always make sure that that prospect goes back to the person who invited them to the group, especially if it's a team group and a lot of people are using it, which is the ideal way, because there's lots of buzz behind that when there's lots of people in the group and interacting. So make sure all of your team are also in your prospect group as well, okay? So think about the types of questions that you want to be asking people in there, okay? Don't ask for emails in those sorts of questions, because a lot of people are reluctant to give over or hand over an email, okay? So leave those out, but definitely ask for a name of who invited them to the group, okay? Inside the group, make sure people feel welcomed. You can welcome them into the group and do a post. Don't necessarily do a picture, because people might not want that, but you can do a meme and welcome that person into the group so they feel like they're part of a sense of community, okay? And then make sure you tell your team that when they do see someone coming into the group and being welcomed in there, for them to comment on there and say welcome to the group, and just give them that, you know, warm fuzzy feelings of coming in. Okay, sharing there real life testimonials, okay, of results. If you're in health or wellness, it could be before and afters, product testimonials, skin ones, whatever it might be. Share those testimonials in there, okay? Other ones is the point of the group is for people to get a feel of the community that they're going to perhaps potentially join and be a part of, okay, and the vibe that's happening in the group, and get a feel for the company and the business, okay. If it's a bit of a boring group and there's not much buzz that's happening in there, not much support or anything like that, people are going to think, there's crickets in here, and they're going to want to jump out of there straight away. Invite some team leaders to the group that I was saying before, okay. Invite them into the group, have them interacting in there, sharing some trainings, lives, and all of those sorts of things, okay. The group etiquette I mentioned before about making sure that people always go back to who brought them into the group, keeping it positive, okay, no negative stuff in there, no whinging, no complaining. All right, so really make sure you've got somebody that's monitoring those sorts of things in the comments in the group, okay. Utilize the group photo albums, okay. So if you do have pictures of testimonials and screenshots and stuff like that, put it into a photo album that's clearly labeled, okay, so that you can direct people to that album to see testimonials, or direct them to that album to see product information. So things are easily located, okay, and we like to file things away neatly, all right. I said about not adding people without their consent first, okay, and then the ATM method, all right, which stands for add, tag, message. So this is the process, and you need to teach this to your team. You want to add people into the group, all right, then you want to tag them. Now typically when we bring somebody into a Facebook group, we actually want to tag them, all right, into a pinned post, an announcement, which is going to have some text, some information, and usually a video of some sort, which is going to have some information in there about the product or whatever it is that you're selling in the group, whatever you want people to see. Okay, so you want to add them to the group, tag them in the message with just a short little comment of what you want them to do, view the video, okay, and then you are going to message this person, which is the follow-up part, okay. You're going to message them back, whether it's whatever time you organize, that afternoon, the following day. Your team needs to follow up with that person and that prospect, okay. Now, one of the tips I want to give is that we want to keep the group fresh and people that are interested in here, okay? So there is actually a lifespan to having people in your group. And I would recommend that you keep people in the group for a space of 7 days. And if they haven't made a decision after 7 days whether they want to join the business, purchase products or anything like that, then we want to remove that person from the group. It also helps with keeping the group active as well, with people commenting and liking. If you're growing a really big group, okay, and the engagement is down quite low, it's going to affect the algorithm and then people receiving those notices. So make it a policy with your team that after 7 days, okay, people will get removed from that group. All right, so they're my tips for running a central hub, and that is day 2 of my 7 keys of a successful network marketing business. Guys, if you got value from this, okay, make sure you put some comments below, all right? If you watch the replay, put in #replay, and I look forward to sharing day number 3 or key number 3 with you tomorrow. Ciao.